purpose of my life, my unrelenting desire, has always been your redemption.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 saddest finales on teen drama shows.
Every girl in the world who might be a Slayer will be a Slayer.
I had to force it out.
Because you thought it would do better out here. In the world, right?
And now we'd like to take a moment to remember a student who would have graduated this year.
For this list, we'll be looking at shows that left us wallowing in a puddle of tears. Beware of weepy spoilers ahead, and let us know if we missed your favorite tearjerkers in the comments below. Number 10. Years, Continents, Bloodshed, Veronica Mars. After 12 years off the air, fans were elated to finally have a fourth and final season of the beloved Veronica Mars. While we're definitely still happy we got it, we had no idea it would end in such heartbreak. It took a long time for Logan to become a romantic interest worthy of Veronica, but by the time the final season rolled around, he seemed like an entirely different person from the jerk we met in season 1.
I'm enthusiastic. Just need to keep my dad focused until we find this bomb. Otherwise, he's gonna want to talk wedding dresses and guest lists. Don't you roll your eyes at me. I will marry your ass right now. Postmate that shit. I'll put my bra back on. I'm 100% serious.
When the two get married in the series finale, it feels like our favorite teen detective will get the happy ending she deserves.
Do you, Veronica, take Logan to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Yeah, why not?
We should have known better. In a terrifying turn, Logan dies in a car explosion, leaving Veronica and the audience devastated.
What do you think Logan would think about you coming to see me?
I think he'd be pissed it took me this long.
Number 9. Dreams Come True. Glee. The cast of Glee has certainly been through their fair share of hardships. When actor Corey Monteith tragically died in 2013, the characters on the show had to deal with it just as their real-life counterparts did.
Take me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love song. Oh.
The episode dedicated to Finn was beautiful, and in 2015, during the series finale, the show once again paid him tribute. In the finale, McKinley becomes a performing arts school, and Sue, who became the vice president of the United States, because of course she did, dedicates the school's auditorium to Finn.
I am honored to be here to rededicate this theater, the Finn Hudson Auditorium.
We don't know about you, but hearing the words Finn Hudson Auditorium still makes us tear up to this day. Number 8. When the Saints Go Marching In, The Originals. Series finales often end with the death of a beloved character, but the originals decided to up the ante, killing off not one, but 2 of our favorite vampires. The 2 brothers at the center of the story, Klaus and Elijah, loved each other dearly, and were willing to follow one another into any fire, so it makes sense their stories would end together. But just because it makes sense doesn't mean we have to accept it with dry eyes.
Closure is a myth.
Look, what you're doing is noble, Klaus. But if you don't say goodbye, if you leave Hope with questions and pain and anger, you'll haunt her.
Family was one of the biggest themes of the originals, and Elijah's purpose was to see Klaus redeemed, something he definitely achieved.
The purpose of my life, my unrelenting desire, has always been your redemption.
It's bittersweet, but the image of the two staking each other will haunt us forever. Number 7. Always, Friday Night Lights. Clear eyes? After this finale, definitely not. We get teary just thinking about the Dillon Panthers and the East Dillon Lions. This finale isn't sad in the traditional way. In fact, most of the things that happen are wonderful. The team won state, Matt and Julie end up back together, there are plenty of heartfelt moments between our favorite characters. But the best and most emotional moment of the episode comes when Coach Taylor tells Tammy it's her turn to follow her professional dreams. And cue the waterworks.
I turned the contract down. it's your turn, I want to go to Philadelphia.
Really, babe?
Will you take me to Philadelphia with you, please?
The real sadness of this finale is that we just didn't want it to end. We too just wanted to stay in Texas forever.
Texas forever. Texas forever.
Number 6, Rise Part 2, Skins. We talked about Friday Night Lights. Now for something on the opposite end of the spectrum. Skins was never the sunniest of teen shows, but that's exactly why we loved it.
Hi, Mum. Dad.
What on earth are you doing here?
These are my friends, Cook and Charlie. We just came down from the city, you know, a bit of a break, bit of holiday.
Great.
Look, I didn't know you were going to be here.
It wasn't afraid to show the darker side of life, and on the finale, things definitely got dark. Cook, Charlie, and Emma were 3 of the series' most beloved characters, so witnessing the trio's torrid road trip and the torrent of emotions that pour out during it is difficult to watch. And the end is even worse. Emma's death was a horrible blow, one that fans were incredibly saddened to see. We didn't expect something happy necessarily. It's Skins after all, but this one still hurts.
You think you know death, but you don't. Not until you've seen it. Really seen it.
Number 5, Chosen, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In Buffy's acclaimed 7th season, the origin of the power of the Slayer is finally revealed. But while that may be important, the true point of this cult favorite was never where the power came from, but how the power was used. In the finale, Buffy has Willow share that power with all the other women in the world who are potential Slayers.
In every generation, one Slayer is born, because a bunch of men who died thousands of years ago made up that rule. They were powerful men. This woman is more powerful than all of them combined.
From that point on, there will no longer be a chosen one. Instead, every potential Slayer will be able to find that power in herself.
Every girl in the world who might be a Slayer will be a Slayer.
Again, not a traditionally sad finale, but happy tears were shed, and this episode will always make us miss our feminist icon.
We saved the world.
We changed the world. I can feel them, Buffy. All over. Slayers are awakening everywhere.
Number 4, I Was Feeling Epic, The Vampire Diaries. Epic is definitely the perfect way to describe the finale of this beloved teen drama, and there are almost too many tear-jerking moments in this episode to count. We see Caroline and Stefan say goodbye for the last time.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
We see Bonnie and Enzo briefly reunite.
I'm ready.
Well, I'm not.
Enzo.
Sorry, love, but it's not your time.
But in possibly the saddest turn of events, we see Stefan sacrifice himself for Damon.
But in the nearly 2 centuries since I made you become a vampire, I have fought to turn you into the man who deserves the happiness that's out there right now. No. Just let me do this for you.
The Salvatore brothers have been through a lot to get to this point, and looking back at them in season 1, you would have never guessed that this is where they end up. But Stefan dies, and in doing so, gives his brother what he wanted, a life with Elena. Number 3, Brave New World, Boy Meets World. If you don't immediately tear up when you hear the words class dismissed, did you even grow up in the 90s? Boy Meets World was a beloved teen show, and no one was more beloved than Mr. Feeney.
You are not calling a duck.
Oh, come admit you love the Feeney call. Now, I have a feeling we're not going to be together that much longer, so you've got to admit it before it's too late.
And while much of this series finale has to do with the goodbyes between the central young cast, they also all have to say farewell to childhood. And that means saying farewell to Feeney himself.
Feeney!
He was more than a teacher to the kids on the show. He felt like a teacher to everyone watching.
It resisted a little, you know. It tried to hang on by its roots. I had to force it out.
Because you thought it would do better out here. In the world, right?
No, because I thought if I left it there, it would stop growing.
So in a way, it felt like we were all growing up a little as this show came to a close, and there's not much sadder than that.
I love you all. Class dismissed.
Number 2, Graduation, 13 Reasons Why. Throughout the run of this Netflix show, plenty of upsetting things happened, so it's no wonder the series finale kept that streak alive. The final season starts out with plenty of questions to be answered, not least of which is whose funeral is shown in episode 1. The answer, a giant surprise. During the prom, Justin, a character who recently overcame a drug addiction, suddenly passes out.
He's been in the hospital ever since. Intensive care.
In the series' final moments, he's diagnosed with HIV/AIDS, and we learn that the funeral was his. It's a devastating moment, and one we won't soon forget.
And the pain that we are feeling today is to remind us every day to do better.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The end's not near, it's here. The OC. Ryan pays it forward. In Dreams Begin Responsibilities, My So-Called Life. We're still crying over Brian's letter.
Dear Angela, I know in the past I've caused you pain, and I'm sorry.
Voodoo, My Mad Fat Diary. This teen show was gone too soon.
The mental screw-ups and the madness?
You're so very special.
Well, that's mine, dear diary.
I wish I was special.
I get to keep that.
Finally, part 2, Degrassi: The Next Generation. Who doesn't cry at graduation?
And now we'd like to take a moment to remember a student who would have graduated this year, Adam Torres.
Foreverwood Part 2, Everwood. Conclusive evidence that Ferris wheels are the most romantic.
I love you too. I knew it then. I know it now. I'll know it always. You're it, Amy. No one.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You'll have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Must Come to an End, Dawson's Creek. Hi Amy, it's Mom. The words that launched 1,000 tears.
Hi, Amy. It's Mom. Well, by the time you see this, I won't be here anymore. And I know how much that sucks for both of us.
The Dawson's Creek finale brought us a lot of happy moments. Dawson making it in Hollywood, Pacey and Joey finally ending up together.
So, I guess the point to this long run-on sentence that's been the last 10 years of our lives is just that the simple act of being in love with you was enough for me.
But with great happiness comes great sadness in the death of Jen. This one hurts for a lot of reasons, not least of all because Jen was the absolute best. But watching her individual goodbyes with the likes of Grams, Jack, Pacey, and the rest of the Cape Side crew felt like one huge gut punch, one after another.
One request. Can you please help Amy find a place to be? I feel like I never really quite fit.
Honestly, we still haven't really forgiven Kevin Williamson for this one. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.